Analog switches have come a long way since the first multi-slope converters were introduced. This is an SN74LV4053 from TI, the modern low-voltage CMOS version of the classic 4053 analog switch used in the ADCs of meters like the 34401A. The nice thing about modern chips is that they are fast, and even with a somewhat simplistic test circuit, I was able to get it to switch even above 1 MHz with clean edges. Inspired by the Keithley 2002 ADC, I also tested a reference-based constant current source, intended to replace the usual resistor into summing junction trick. The slow precision op amps used do not like switched loads, but luckily the switches are configured in such a way that the current is steered either to ground or to the summing junction, presenting a nearly constant load to the current source, greatly reducing transients. Testing the switch up to the megahertz level would be pointless if the integrator could not keep up, and for that reason I employed the LM318, a fast jelly bean op amp. The thing about fast op amps is that they like to oscillate for no reason and are very sensitive to criticism, I mean stray capacitances. At the same time, no capacitance on the power rails is also a bad thing, and some basic decoupling gets rid of oscillations in this case. I've already talked about resistor networks before and how the matching and tracking tempo helps greatly by reducing reliance on absolute values, which are harder to control at the part per million level. Networks of 8 are particularly useful since there are enough resistors for reference scaling and integrator V to I conversion. In classic NNI style, I made a test perf board and opted to use some of the tantalum capacitors Amazon keeps sending me instead of high quality leaded ceramic ones. Well, I don't want to take that risk. Nothing happened over a period of 6 minutes, but the moment I took the plastic tub off, one of the capacitors decided to just start smoking. The board itself didn't work on the first try thanks to a soldering error. I was able to replicate the error in FileStat, but it's been so long that I forgot which two nodes I'd shorted. In the end, this test board proves that the LM318 can be tamed and maybe even taken further than the 12 volts per microsecond I'm currently running it at. And to finish off, something interesting. A small spike near the zero crossing on the output of my function generator, and an exaggerated example of how slew rate affects the propagation delay of the LM311 comparator.